confident this gathering will be another important step toward Ukraine's successful recovery, toward global security, and toward the prosperity of the people of Europe and beyond. We are united in defense, we are united in recovery, we share common values, common goals, and a common great future. Thank you for your attention. Slava Ukraini!
We are now very pleased to welcome His Excellency António Costa, President of the European Council.
Heads of states and governments, Excellencies, Caro Antonio, dear friends, thank you for organizing this conference and for placing Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction at the heart of the international agenda. I would like to focus on 4 pillars that must shape Ukraine's path forward: peace, defense, reconstruction, and accession to the European Union. First, peace. Dear Volodymyr, let me commend your leadership in calling for an unconditional ceasefire and mobilizing all diplomatic efforts toward a just and sustainable peace. Unfortunately, Russia has responded only with more strikes, more suffering, more unjustifiable death. This must stop. From day one, the European Union has stood and will continue to stand firmly by your side to ensure a just and lasting peace. We are doing this by increasing pressure on Russia through sanctions, by strengthening Ukraine's defense, and by deploying every diplomatic tool at our disposal to restore peace in Europe. Second, defense. Supporting Ukraine's defense is not only about military strength, it's about sovereignty and the foundation of economic recovery. Ukraine's defense sector is helping to stimulate local production, create jobs, and drive innovation, strengthening the country's economy and increasing resilience. As Ukraine rebuilds, integrating these technological advances will bolster national development and help embedded Ukraine and broader European industrial and defense value chains. This is a meaningful contribution to building the Europe of defense, a path shared by all member states. As President of the European Council, I will continue to encourage member states to increase investments in Ukraine's defense sector, including through the SAFE program, which offers concrete instruments for this effort. Third, reconstruction. Ukraine's reconstruction will require a massive sustained effort from the international community, one that matches the scale of destruction and the urgency of the moment. As Ursula already announced, Ukraine can count with the European Union. But it must also be rooted in justice. Russia must be held accountable for the devastation it has caused. The aggressor must bear responsibility for rebuilding what is sought to destroy. Reconstruction is not only about buildings, it is about people and starts at local level. Local communities, municipalities, mayors, civil society, and the media are essential actors in this process. As a former mayor, I know how powerful civil society can be in meeting immediate needs, driving community-led solutions, and advancing the reforms necessary for the European Union accession. The European Union, including our cities, regions, and citizens, stands with you, and we will continue working with the Ukrainian people for a resilient, democratic, and peaceful future. Fourth, and finally, Ukraine's accession to the European Union. Enlargement is the European Union's most strategic geopolitical investment in peace, in security, and in prosperity. For Ukraine, accession is a commitment to democratic values, to rule of law, good governance, and peaceful and stable future. At our most recent meeting, European Union leaders acknowledged the remarkable progress Ukraine has made on reforms, even under the most difficult conditions. The Commission's assessment is clear. Ukraine has fulfilled all the necessary steps to open the first cluster of accession negotiations. Negotiations must now move forward. Ukraine's accession process will continue with the next steps guided by merit, momentum, and the mutual commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, Ukraine's future lies in the European Union. The European Union stands with Ukraine for peace, for defense, for reconstruction, and all along the path of accession. Together, we can ensure that Ukraine not only recovers, but thrives, and in doing so, we will build a stronger, safer, and more united Europe. Thank you very much.
We now invite Her Excellency Maia Sandu, President of the Republic of Moldova.
Your Excellencies, colleagues, let me begin by thanking President Zelenskiy for his leadership and the Ukrainian people for their extraordinary courage. Moldova understands clearly your resistance protects not only Ukraine, but Moldova as well. We do not take that for granted. And I would like to thank Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni for co-hosting this important conference and for keeping Ukraine's recovery firmly on the agenda. Planning for reconstruction while war still rages is not easy, but it sends a vital message. Ukraine is not only resisting, it is preparing to rebuild, to thrive. Still, we must be honest. None of this will matter unless Ukraine can defend itself now. For Ukraine's recovery to happen, Ukraine must resist. And for Ukraine to resist, it needs more and faster military support. For Moldova, this is not theoretical. Ukraine is our neighbor, our partner, and our fellow future EU member. We share a long border, 1,200 kilometers. We share infrastructure, and we share a future. When the invasion began, Moldova stepped up. We hosted refugees, now 4% of our population. We sent humanitarian aid, trained Ukrainian deminers, supported solidarity lanes, and advocated for